Educating our nation's children is the priority of educators across the United States. English language learners, or ELLs, are the fastest growing segment of our school population. Currently, approximately 6 million ELLs are enrolled in public schools, representing an increase of over 100% since 1991. In the following video, you will meet Kim Cook. Ms. Cook's classroom is a mainstream elementary classroom with students from diverse backgrounds and with differing learning needs. Note Ms. Cook's use of technology and how she organizes learning activities for her ELLs.
My name is Kim Cook, and I'm a first grade teacher of 17 students. I've got 3 English language learners in my classroom. They are primarily at the speech emergence stage. One has a family that comes from Mexico, and her language proficiency level is probably at the speech emergence stage. Spring, do you know what spring means?
Where's some water?
She is excited about learning English, and she does not feel shy about taking risks and speaking with me or her classmates. I think I've seen improvement with her just this school year. I've seen growth there with her English language ability. I have another student who was born in the United States. I believe his family is from Mexico as well. He has struggled in first grade. He did 2 years of kindergarten. He entered first grade not where a first grader should be. He is struggling not only in English language proficiency, but he's struggling in academic areas as well.
The chicken, the goats and the cows have to make seal.
I have grave concerns about his progress. I also have an ELL. His family is from Central America, and he was born here. He has a learning disability. He is speech and language impaired. He's doing fabulously, I have to say. And I don't teach him for reading, I have him for math, science and writing, and he's doing very well. I've seen growth in his English language proficiency this year too. In the lesson that you're going to see, you'll first witness a read aloud that I do with the students. This is our normal routine every Tuesday. It's a read aloud that comes from 4 cards that I show the students as I read. Maya, I see your hand up. Do you have a prediction for us? What's your prediction?
I think the girl who's worried that
This one? Okay.
she's trying to bake for something for a party,
Mm-hmm.
and she doesn't have the recipe.
Okay, so you think she's worried because she doesn't have the recipe to make something for a party. All right, let's put that. We are miserable. The wise man raised his hand and said, "You must do as I say. Bring the goat inside to live with you." Has he lost his mind? Thought Sam. How will that solve our problem? The goat bleated loudly all night and all day. It ran around the cottage and chewed up the family's possessions. And the chickens continued to cluck and flap and spread feathers everywhere. After a few days, Sam and Sarah couldn't stand it any longer. After that, we take a brain break. Brain breaks are a normal part of the daily routine because sometimes we have to sit for an extended length of time and then the children need a break. All right, so we're going to dance now. I have a new song for you. I think you're going to like it. So stand up, push your chairs in, and let's dance. Let's get all our wiggles out. Ready?
Yeah, I wish I thought of it.
Ready?
You're stopping if Big Brother wants to hear it?
Sure.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
After that, you'll be seeing a phonemic awareness piece, and today's skill was blending words. So I had to give the children the sounds in words, and then they had to blend those words together. This time, we're going to blend our words for phonemic awareness today. So that means if Ms. Cook says s, k, b, you're going to blend it together to make the word. What word would it be? 1, 2, 3? Scrub. Yeah. This is challenging this week because all of our words start with a 3-letter blend that starts with S. Now, I tell you what, because George worked so hard to get all his wiggles out while we were dancing, I'm going to let you choose how we blend them, George. Do you want to blend them like a Texas farmer, or do you want to blend them like an opera singer? A Texas farmer. Everybody stand up. We're Texans. We're going to be Texans today. Stand up. Up. Okay. Up, Zoe. Let's go quickly. All right, eyes on me. This is what we're going to do. All right, how's a Texan going to stand? A farmer from Texas. How would he stand? Like this, okay? Might he tip his hat a little because he's got a cowboy hat on? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to say the sounds. You're going to think. I'll say ready, you blend. Watch me do it first. Okay, so we'll do this. S, t, a, t. Straight. We got it? Got it? All right. Here we go. Yeah, you got to say it like a Texan. Ready? Here we go. Eyes on me. S, p, o, it. Say it. Split. Split. Good job. Let's try this one. S, k, b. Okay. How about this one? S, t, ing. Ring. Okay. How about this one? S, k, a, p. All right. And one more. How about s, k, a, p. Good job. Excellent. That was tough. You guys rose to the challenge. Have a seat. I speak Spanish as well, and I use it at times with my students. Knowing Spanish is exceedingly helpful in my classroom. Knowing Spanish also helps me point out to my ELLs cognates between their native language and English so that it helps with vocabulary acquisition. And I also feel like it gives a connection to the kids. I do occasionally use Spanish in my classroom with my students, and I especially do this when I want to clarify things. I want to ensure that they understood what it was I was trying to get across. Aliana, can you tell me, what did the family learn?
The animal go away.
The animals went away, and the family learned that...
No.
Did he tell you? Did you hear what he said? He said, it wasn't so bad before all of those animals came in. Their life wasn't bad, right? So they needed to change their ideas about what should be going on in their house and what is a sweet life. They had a sweet life, they just didn't know it, did they? Okay? Que entiendes? Que tenían un dulce muy linda antes, pero ahora, cuando entraron todos los animales, no estaba tan lindo, ¿verdad? Y entendieron que lo que tenían era una vida dulce, ¿sí? Okay, so can you tell me that real fast? They had a sweet life before. Sweet life before. Good job, good job. A lot of times when we have stories, a lot of them come from other countries. And so I use those to tie in my students' backgrounds. There was a story from Cuba. There was a story from the Dominican Republic. And even though those aren't countries my students are from, I'll point out, oh, look, the children in these countries and the characters in these countries speak Spanish, just like Aliana and just like Yair. And isn't that wonderful that they share that in common, and make sure that they feel included that way. You'll also see my children doing something called a Hotspot Game. That's what I create. The words appear at the top of the screen. The student at the board has to touch the illustration of the word that pops up. My students at the desk are reading the words for them, so it also builds fluency. All right, so let's just remember what the pictures stand for. So remember yesterday we talked about the bowling ball hitting the pins was a strike. And we said to hit something is to strike it, okay? Here we see splash. This is the picture for splash, okay? Split, they are splitting the popcorn. They're splitting the popcorn. String, this is string. Scrub, give. Okay. Says, read, stretch, scrape. He scraped his knee, didn't he? And these are stripes. Okay, I tell you what, before we play quiz trade, let's play Hotspot just to help us remember the words. All right, so I'm going to pick a popsicle stick, and I'm going to ask Earl to come up. You ready to play, sir? All right, now, thinking caps on. Charge your brain. Zzz. Okay, stop. I want to watch you read. Earl's going to touch the pictures as you do that. All eyes here. Ready, Earl? Good job, Earl. Our smart board's going a little crazy there, isn't it? Who we've got? Aliana, come on up. Okay, you ready? All right, everyone's eyes should be here. Here we go. Good job, Aliana. Pick a popsicle stick. One last person. I left out a piece of the lesson because I saw that we needed to work on clarifying what say and says meant and how to use it accurately. Okay, guys. Eyes here for just a second because we're having a hard time with these two words. Okay. Let's look at this one. We talked about this a lot yesterday. Say it, 1, 2, 3. Say. Say. Is that for one person? Did we say he say?
Yep. No.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me see what you think. Do we say he say? He say, that was a good story. Okay. Do we say he or she says that was a good story? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Says is for he or she. Okay. All right. We then will be going to the back of the room to do a Kagan structure called Quiz, Quiz, Trade. The students each have a card with a word that incorporates the phonics skill of the week. On the back of the card are also illustrations of the words whenever possible. I'd like for Taylor and Seth to come up. And I want you to show everyone how we play Quiz, Quiz, Trade. There's your word. There's your word. Okay?
Stretch.
So,
Straight.
there you go. So show them the picture now. Okay. Now what are you going to do? And now? And find a new partner. Excellent. You hold on to those cards. I'm going to come around and give you a picture, and I would like you to quietly go back to the back of the room. Be very careful going back there.
Okay, now shall I read mine? Sure. Can we trade, please? Strings. Can we please trade? About. Oh. Hey. Says. Where? About. Look at.
But you can't see the word because your hand's covering it. There we go. Good.
Jim.
Wait a minute. So what do you do? What do you do now? I really like reflecting on what I see and thinking of other ways to approach teaching so that all of my students learn. I find that fascinating. I love to listen to my students' responses and know that learning has occurred and know that part of the reason that learning has occurred is because of my efforts. Stephen?
Well, since there was so much racket, it taught the family to not do so much racket, or the parents couldn't get their work done, and it will be.
And it's my own personal reward to see my students succeed.
As you reflect on what you have just seen in Ms. Cook's classroom, can you answer the following questions? Why is teacher reflection an important part of teaching for all students and for ELLs in particular? What instructional and grouping strategies did Ms. Cook use that you can identify? What are some of the challenges that teachers of ELLs face?